What's good, y'all? This is DJ Queen Caesar here, back with another video. I know it's been a little minute since my last video, but here I am. And so today's video is a little bit of a story time, and I wanted to just talk about the time when someone robbed me and broke into my car and stole some of my DJ equipment. I'm gonna be sipping a little bit of wine, so back in October of 2020, I want to say the date was October 5th. I had linked up with a friend, and this was like maybe in the afternoon. Yeah, around like 4 p.m. I went and had a session with a friend of mine, a DJ friend. And after our session, I was supposed to link up with another friend just to chill and hang out for the rest of the evening slash night. So after I was done with my session with my DJ friend, I went to go link with my other friend. And so the area that this said friend stayed in was a little sketchy. No judgment, but this type of neighborhood that my friend lived in is it was just a little sketchy, but nothing like too crazy that stuff would be popping off. But then again, it would. But I have visited them a few times, and everything was fine. And I also would not like stay too long over said friend's house. Anyways, I went to go after I was done with my session with my DJ friend. I was with them for a few hours. I went and linked up with my other friend, and so once I arrived to my friend's house, I was parking and I kind of felt there was a car that was parked in the parking lot and they had their lights on cuz they was probably like in their car or whatever, but something I don't know, it just I felt like somebody was watching me. Um and yeah, I don't know like why I felt that. I didn't like see anybody, and I don't necessarily think maybe that it was the person in the car, because at the time like this was kind of like late at night, and I wasn't like looking in their car cuz the way that it was I was in the parking lot and this car was parked facing me, so their lights were towards me from where I was parked at. But anyways, I had my I believe I had my backpack, my DJ backpack which had my computer, my hard drive, a microphone, and some other of my items. And the equipment that I had at the time, I had my DDJ 1000. And so, and I believe I also had my SB2 in the car as well. But I arrived at my friend's place, and like I said, I kind of felt like somebody was watching me, like something just felt a little off. But I still proceeded and just was still doing my thing and was visiting my friend. And so you really have to follow your gut instinct. And something told me to take my backpack with me when I was visiting my friend that night. But I was like, no, I'm just about to eat some food real quick, just kind of hang out with them, and then I'll just be right back. Because I hadn't planned on staying long to visit my friend. And so I left my backpack and all like my DJ stuff in my car. And that was that. And so I went and hung out with my friend, ate dinner. A few hours go by, and my friend walks me back to my car because I'm ready to go. And I get to my car, we get to my car, and there's glass on the ground. And I'm like, this is not my glass, I don't think. And as we get closer to the car, I'm looking and my driver window is smashed. Like, glass is just gone. And my heart. I've never like had my car broken into. I've never been robbed, praise the Lord, but I've never like had this type of experience before. And so I was just like at a loss for words, honestly. Um, because I had never experienced anything like this. And so I just immediately start like questioning why and this can't be real. So I'm like scoping out around my car and I'm like looking around the parking lot to see like what's going on, like is anyone around? Is anyone here basically? And I'm like going through my car and my car was a little bit junky, so I had like tissues and stuff in there and just stuff in the car. And at the time I was carrying a fanny pack as a purse, and I had even left my fanny pack in the car. Sad to say. This is just a lesson learned, obviously. But they pretty much like went all through my car and they trashed it and they pulled like everything up that was like in my armrest and in my glove compartment, anything that was like on the side of my car, like on the driver's side or the passenger side. And yeah, they just like went through all of my stuff. And so as I was searching through my car to see like what was gone, I noticed that my backpack was not there. And oh my gosh, I was hurt, really hurt and crushed, and I was crying, and it was just not a good time for me. But I also noticed that my I think what happened was I want to say I put my DJ equipment in my trunk at the time. Um, but I did have my backpack like in the back seat. And so um I just remember seeing in the back seat that my backpack was gone and my heart sank because in my backpack was my computer and my hard drive, which had all my music on there. And so the more that I go through my car, I notice that my fanny pack has been opened, but my wallet is still there. And my cards are still in my wallet. And I don't believe I had any cash in my wallet, but everything that was in my car was still in my car except for my DJ backpack. I'm going to take a sip of wine on that. So, with that being said, whoever had broken into my car, I don't know. I felt like they may have known that I was a DJ, or maybe like they seen me. I don't know, but I felt like it was a strategic theft. And I only say that because they didn't take like my wallet. They didn't take like anything personal except for my DJ backpack. And so I was crushed. My friend that was there, who I was visiting, um, they just were like apologetic and felt bad that it happened. So I went to their security office at the place that they were at, and I told the security person at the desk what happened, and I filed a report with them to see maybe if they could like check the cameras and stuff, and it was no luck. So I then went and filed a police report and basically told the police what happened, and they said that they would check like the systems and see if maybe in the following days that maybe like someone was selling my computer, or they would check to see if someone would be selling my computer, my MacBook Pro at the time. Um Once I gave them like the information with the computer and stuff, and I also had a what is it, like find my tracker with Apple or whatever on my computer. But the way that works is like Apple can't track where your said item is, like your phone or whatever whatever it is that you're trying to track, if it's not connected to Wi-Fi. And so my computer was just never connected to Wi-Fi, therefore it could never be located. So to this day, I still have like it on my phone or reported that it's been stolen, but because it has not been connected to Wi-Fi, it just never shows up. So I don't know, but it just it was just very disheartening during that time to actually like go through that and to feel those emotions of having your DJ equipment stolen, especially like your music. It's like as a DJ, your music is everything. And it's like what is a DJ without their music? Um and so yeah, I had filed a police report, and I filed a report with my friend's place at the time, and nobody said anything. So I just had to move forward with my life, and it took me a little while, but what's great is that I had backed up my music on a hard drive a little bit beforehand. And had I not backed up my hard drive and my music, I probably would not be making this video because I just would not be in a place to bounce back. In a sense, like yeah, other DJs can give you music and stuff like that, but it's just not your own personal library. And you can build, obviously, like start from scratch, but it's just not the same as having like your own library catalog that you've built over the years. And so that's pretty much what happened. Again, I was coming from a DJ session. I was coming from a DJ session with coming from a DJ session that I had with a friend. After that session, I was visiting another friend just to hang out and have dinner with them. Um, Went to their place, kicked it with them, was ready to go, and once we arrived to my car, noticed that my window was broken in and that someone had went through my car, and basically everything was gone through, but they did not take my wallet. They didn't take any other personal items. They just stole my DJ backpack, which had my computer and my hard drive in it. I filed a report with my friend's building that they were living in, and I filed a police report. But there was no success with any of that. And so I just had to move forward. I did have a backup hard drive that I had previously backed up my music to. So praise God that I did that, because had I not did that, I don't know if I'd be talking to y'all right now, to be honest, just because of the years and music that I had on there. And I've only been DJing for 6 years, not to diminish or not to blow down on how many years I've been DJing, but just, it's time and music that was on there. And, just again, what is a DJ without their music? So moving forward, just some lessons that I learned with this was, one, follow your gut instinct. If you feel something is not right, or your environment is off, or you just something is not right, listen to yourself and act accordingly. Second, back up your music. If you are a DJ or looking to become a DJ, make sure that as you start developing your library and your catalog, make sure that you back up your music. Also, invest in DJ insurance. I still need to invest in insurance, and it probably would have saved me some money had I had that. So do your research and figure out what is the best company to get insured with, but it will save you in the long run if you invest in DJ insurance. Also, I won't say never, but if you can prevent from leaving your DJ equipment in your car, please do so. It's just important to not leave your precious DJ equipment that costs you tons of money just in your car for hours. I know sometimes like it's a hassle, especially if you have like mobile gigs to, unload all that stuff out of your car, your speakers and stands and facades and all that. Like it's labor, but it has to get done and you have to do it. So yeah, just try not to leave your equipment in your car for long periods of time. And if you do have to leave it in your car, maybe try to have like a blanket or some type of covering to disguise your equipment in your car, so that if someone happens to just walk by your car, they're not looking at it like, oh, there go them CDJs. Let me go ahead and break into your car. Even though that's not funny. But yeah, just be mindful of your surroundings, be mindful of who you're around, be mindful of leaving your stuff in your car, invest in DJ insurance, back up your DJ library as often as possible. I think it does help to have some type of like tracker on your like computer or like your phone or something, so that you can at least try to see where your items are if, God forbid, your stuff gets taken away from you. Honestly, like what got me through this terrible time was just taking it one day at a time. Yeah, taking things one day at a time. I didn't, when it happened, I didn't tell too many people. Like I think I told my friend circle that was with at the time what happened. Um, and they were pretty supportive with with me. They were pretty supportive um, to me during that time, and yeah, I just kind of allowed myself to feel. I didn't question God, like why he allowed that to happen. I just was like, okay, let me just kind of take a step back and kind of assess what had just transpired. Um, but through some time and through some tears, I was able to bounce back. A DJ friend had allowed me to use their computer um, for a amount of time. Other DJ friends that I did share with eventually were resourceful if needed. So that was a blessing to have. But yeah, I think just when life hits you, you just gotta take a step back, allow yourself to feel, um, and you just have to once you're ready, you just have to pick yourself up and move forward and trust in God that he will guide you and that whatever it is that he's bringing you through is for a reason. And so I say all that to say that God probably had me taken up top so that I could tell you guys this story and just to again be mindful of your surroundings, back up your music. If you have to leave your stuff in your car, make sure that you have your stuff covered so it's not obvious that you have equipment in your car. Invest in DJ insurance and make sure that um, you try to maybe have like a tracker of some sort, even though with Apple, like I said, sometimes it's not effective if you're not connected to Wi-Fi, but it's still a possibility that you can track your stuff, like your computer or your phone or whatever it may be. I thank y'all for listening to my story. Um, Let me know in the comments below if a situation like this has happened to you, or you know someone or a DJ that has gotten their stuff stolen, or if you can relate to something like this. Um, I feel like a lot of DJs have gotten their stuff stolen though, which is sad to say. Like I know a couple of DJs here in my city over like in the pandemic they had gotten like their stuff stolen, which is so unfortunate. Um, but yeah, let me know if you know somebody that got their stuff stolen and like what what they did to bounce back from that or how they got through that, because it's important, you know, that we protect our stuff and that you know we just are cognizant of our surroundings. So thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for listening to my story time, thank y'all for allowing me to drink wine with y'all. And yeah, again, this is DJ Queen Caesar, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.